Hi, my name is Durgesh. I'm going to create the complete playlist for the SQL. So, here in this first video, we are going to cover the theory part related to the SQL. These are the things we must know before going to start the learning SQL. Like what is the SQL, what is the database, what is the SQL developer, what is the Oracle database, what is the table, row, column, what is the query. Because I assume you are a very beginner and you don't know about the SQL. So I'm creating the video like that, like a person who don't know anything about the SQL, he can also learn. So as I told you, I'm going to assume you don't know anything about the SQL. So I'm going to start with the very basic. So basically you can consider this video as an introduction or intro video of the SQL or what I'm going to be teach you in that particular playlist or in particular video. So first of all, as I told you, we are going to see the theory part in this particular video. So the first question come in the mind, what is the SQL? So I will start with the basic definition. SQL stand for structured query language. Is a language used to store, retrieve and manage the data in database. It help you to it help you do the things like add a new data, read the data, change the data, delete the data. In short, SQL is how you talk to the database. See, let me repeat in simple way what I'm trying to say. So basically, SQL is nothing but the structured query language. So SQL is the query language. Simply say it's a language which is we are going to be used to interact with the database. See, even at that point, you don't know what is the database, what is the data, don't worry. I will break down each and every word. Okay. So simply try to understand first of all what is the SQL. So SQL is the structured query language. You can simply say SQL is the language which we can use to interact with the database. The people who don't know what is the database, not a problem. Just listen the definition. And what type of activity we can perform with the database. So basically the database is nothing but one kind of storage, like where we are storing the things. Okay. Like if you see the real time example, we have a cupboard in our home. So we can put the different things in our cupboard. Just like that, we have a database. There we can put the different files, data, images, audio, video, kind of things. Okay. What is the SQL? So SQL is the language used to store, retrieve and manage the data in the database. So the next question come in the mind, what is the database? So we can see here, a database is a place to store and organize data so you can easily find and use it later. As I told you, a database is the place where we can store and organize our data so we can use further. Okay. So here you can see I have given one example like a digital notebook with tables to keep the name, number or any information. So again, let me repeat in a very simple way. If interviewer asks you what is the database, so you can simply say a database is a place to store and organize the data. That's it. So the third question come in the mind, what is the SQL developer? Most of the people confuse between the SQL developer and Oracle database. So let me tell you what is the SQL developer. So here you can see SQL developer is a tool or you can say is a software used to write and run SQL query on database. If anybody confused what is the query, so time being ignore it. I will explain later. Don't worry, here only. So just keep in mind, SQL developer is a tool used to write and run SQL query. Okay. SQL developer is an app that help you connect to a database, view table and manage the data using the SQL. So let me tell you in a very simple way. SQL developer is the tool. With the help of this tool, we can connect to the actual database. Okay. And that database is nothing but we are going to use here Oracle database. Okay. So, and you and if you see my playlist, I have already created one video how we can download and install the Oracle database and SQL developer both. Okay. So in first video only I have covered that one, and this is the second video. In that I am covering the theory part. So the basically SQL developer is nothing but it's a tool. With the help of this tool we can interact with the database. And here, what is the Oracle database? So Oracle database or database, you can consider the same thing. Here I have explained in the general way, but here I have given this. I am going to specify the specific database. We have a different kinds of database, but right now I'm going to use the Oracle database. So even if someone asks the Oracle what is the Oracle database, you can provide same definition, or you can give this definition. Oracle database is a powerful software made by Oracle Corporation to store, manage and organize large amount of data. So the basically Oracle database is nothing but the database only which is we are using to store the data. Okay. But keep in mind, the data we are storing in the Oracle database is going to be stored in the tabular format. And I hope you all guys know what is the mean of tabular format. Like it is going to be stored in the table. And what data and what kind of things we have in the table? We have a row, we have a column, we have a cell in the table. Even the people who have worked on the Excel sheet, they know very well how the data is going to be stored in the Excel sheet. So the same structure we are going to follow in the Oracle database also. So here only I have written what is the table in database. A table is where data is stored in row and column like a spreadsheet. Okay. The next question, what is the row and cell? So I don't think I need to cover this point, but I have written here. So you can see a row is a one record, a column is a field or type. So the next question come in the mind, what is the query? Because you have seen many times I have told you we can use the SQL developer to write the query. With the help of the query we can perform the different operation. So many people think what is the query? So basically in a simple word, a query is the command written in the SQL to get or change the data in the database. So the query is nothing but the command. Okay. Or you can simply say query is nothing but the instruction which is we are going to write in the SQL developer. Here we have to learn about primary key and foreign key also. Before, when you are going to create any table, you have to know and you have to maintain this primary key and foreign key. Okay. So in a simple word, what is the primary key? A primary key is the unique ID for each row in the table. It helps to identify the record. So in a simple word, you can understand a primary key is nothing but be any column of the table which should be unique. It is not like ID only. You can declare any column as a primary column, but it should be unique. Like if you are going to select the ID column, then it should be unique. If you are going to select the name, then it should be unique. I know very of you not getting what is exactly I'm trying to say. So don't worry, just keep in mind what is the primary key and what is the foreign key. So when we are going to see the actual development of the table, at that time you will get to know, oh, this is the primary key and oh, this is the exact requirement why we have to use the primary key, and this is the foreign key why we need the foreign key. So what is the foreign key? A foreign key is a connect two table together. It helps to link related table across the table. This is only standard definition, but in a simple word, you can say a foreign key is the column which is present in another table, and with the help of that foreign key, we can combine any another table. So basically, this foreign key is nothing but the one type of primary key only, but it is present in another table. So again, I know most of the people not getting what is the foreign key, what is the primary key. Don't worry, just keep in mind what is like word primary key and foreign key. At the time of actual development, you will get to know exact the working of and requirement of the foreign key and primary key. Then in SQL, we have a 5 types of command. Let me show you. The first we have a data definition language. Data definition language, which is also known as DDL, data definition language. So this is one type. In particular, in this type, we have a five command, or you can say five query, whatever you want. So we have a create, we have a alter, we have a drop, we have a truncate. So the basically this DDL command work on table. I'm repeating again. This DDL command work on table. Let me tell you how. The create is used to create the table. The alter is used to alter the table. The drop is used to drop the table. The truncate is used to truncate the table. The rename is used to rename the table. So these all commands is working on table. It's working on table, not in the table. Okay. So the first type, data definition language, which is also known as DDL, and it's working on table. And we have a five command: create table, alter table, drop table, truncate table, rename table. Okay, just keep in mind. Even you don't know exactly how this thing is working, don't worry. Once we will start the practical, we will see each and every one by one, like how to use the create, how to use the alter, drop, truncate, rename. Okay. Now go for the next one, which is data manipulation language, which is also known as DML, data manipulation language. The first one, DDL, working on the table, like to create the table, to alter the table, to drop the table, to truncate the table, to rename the table. But the second one, data manipulation language, by the name only you can understand data manipulation. It means it is going to be manipulate the data, and the data is where storing. So data is storing inside the table. Okay. So if you want to perform any activity inside the table, so you can use the DML command. And what is this DML command? So in that we have a insert, update, delete. So with the help of this insert, we can insert the data in the database or in the table. Then with the help of the update, we can update the data in the table. With the help of the delete, we can delete the data in the table. Correct? I'm repeating again. DDL is going to work on the table. DML is going to be work in the table. Okay? So keep in mind. Then we have a third type, data query language. In that we have only one command, select. And basically the select is used to read, or in simple way we can say fetch the data from the table. Okay. Now the fourth one is the data control language. Data control language, DCL. In that we have a two command, grant and revoke. So basically this DCL is used to provide the access to the user, like grant some permission, like remove some permission. Okay. So these are the permission level things. So just keep in mind we have a grant and revoke in the data control language. Then the fifth one and the last one is the transaction control language. In that we have a commit, we have a rollback, we have a set point, we have save point, we have a set transaction. Let me give you brief idea about commit and rollback because these are very small. So basically in the SQL developer, if you are performing any activity like insert, update, delete, whatever, after that activity you have to write commit. Okay, to save that particular action. Let me give you one simple example. You guys know if you are working in any notepad or any file or any word file, Excel. So if we want to save our changes, then we have to do the control S. So keep in mind that control S is nothing but the commit in the SQL developer. So if we have performed any activity in the database and you want to save that changes permanently, then you have to use the commit. Then let's talk about rollback. For example, you have performed any changes and you think you have did wrong. So with the help of the rollback, you can roll back, or in simple word, you can roll back that changes, or in simple word, you can understand. For example, you have written something in any Excel file or any Word file or text file, something, and you are thinking, no, no, you have written something wrong. So you can do Control Z, correct? So this Control Z and this rollback, consider the same thing. The In the files we are using the Control Z, but in the SQL developer we have to use the rollback. This save point and set transaction, this I will explain in a very deep once we will start the practical session. Okay. So the next, let me show you what we have in the SQL. We have a joins. So we are going to see these things also, like different types of the joins: inner join, left join, right join, full join, self join, cross join. So don't worry what are these things, and even if you don't know anything, so just I'm showing the syllabus what I'm going to cover. Okay, so we will see these things. After that, we have a aggregate function. Under this aggregate function, we are going to see count, sum, average, mean, max, group by, having. After that, we have a filtering data, like how we can filter the data. For that, we have a where, between, like, in, and, or, not. Okay. Then we have a string function, concatenate, substring, length, trim, replace, left, these things. Then we have a date time function. Then we have a sorting and limiting. Then we have a set operation. Like in set, we have a union all, inspect, exception, subquery. Then we have a index, conversion function. Then null handling, conditional function, window function. Okay. So these all are things I'm going to cover in the our playlist. So not only this one only, because these things I'm going to cover under the basic and intermediate level. And in advanced level, we have lots of things to see. But don't worry, all are very easy things. Okay. So no need to worry like, oh, this is too big. No, no. SQL is the most easiest language and most interesting language. And one more thing, it's a very straightforward language. Okay. So I hope you will very enjoy these things. So as I told you, I'm going to distribute my playlist in three parts: basic, intermediate, and advanced. So up to this, whatever I have shown you, this is going to be divided in two parts: basic and intermediate. So I have not shown you the syllabus for the advanced, but don't worry, I will share once it will ready. And not only this one, I will create more than 100 of interview question or programming question, which is we are going to solve with the help of the SQL. So you will get good amount of knowledge. So these are the things which is we are going to be see in our playlist. So as I told you, this is the introduction part only. So that's it for this. From next video, we will see the actual development. So thank you so much for watching this video. And one more thing, if you don't know how to download and install the Oracle database and SQL developer, in the playlist you can check for first video. In that only I have explained how we can install and download the Oracle database and SQL developer. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe my channel. Bye.